everybody. Welcome back. Misfit Corner Comics. This is the Arsenos Andrew speaking. It's Friday night, and this is the Nerd Den. Hope everybody's doing well. I gotta throw my back brace on real quick. My back's really starting to bug me. So here we go. Now I'm perfect. Now I'm perfect. Zach, how the heck are you, man?
Extremely busy.
Yeah.
Well, more than usually, but
well, being busy, that's a good thing, right?
Well, it's been a bit of a rare week. To not leave it at that.
All right. Well, it's better than sitting around twiddling your thumbs, right?
Well, you know what? Thumb twiddling is not necessarily as bad as people make it out to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it is exercise for your hands.
Works on coordination in your fingers, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yep. Oh, well, here's hoping the guys come in. You want to hear something that really sucks? I have 3 lots of books at CGC right now getting graded, and one of them is on its way to me right now, and guess what? It's scheduled to arrive tomorrow.
Oh dear.
It's like, come on, guys, get it here on a Friday so that we can have fun with it, you know? But no, of course not. That's not going to happen. Oh.
No, it ain't.
Guys, hold on just a second. Talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back.
What happened?
Heard somebody yell Drew. Hold on.
That was me. Hey, Zach, how are you doing?
Good. I'm doing like 5 things at once right now.
That's good. You know, you don't want to focus on live stream, whatever you do.
You know how I was complaining I had absolutely nothing to do for 14 and well. Today we've got too much to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need the money. But on the plus side, it also means that I've got my weekend. Yeah, my weekend is going to be very, very busy. But I need the money, so you do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I mean, but at least it's Friday. We get to hang out. We get to chill, and you know, we get to have a good time. I'm sitting here. I'm about to have my comic book stack, so that's good.
How's life in? How's life? And I have no idea what North Carolina's big game is. The state that is not South Carolina. Oh no, that's Philly.
Yeah. You don't have to dox my state. It's fine. I'm doing good. It's fine. South Carolina is like slightly better educated, non-Methodist brother. Again, you don't have to dox my state. It's fine.
We're from New York, all right? We're doxing of the states is. Oh, right. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm not getting what's watching.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't. You should.
All right. We're both from New York, so shitting on other states is like. I think it's in the Constitution somewhere. We're allowed to do that.
This is true. Yeah. But yeah, no, things are good. Just trying to get everything set up for the weekend, and you know, gonna have fun.
All right. It was not the end of the world, but it was something important. So,
well, good.
Hey, MK, how's it going? He says hello to everybody.
Hey,
what's up?
man? How you doing, Andrew? You feeling okay? So we should fill everybody in on the busy week that you've had.
Yeah, I can do that. Hold on just one second. I went to the comic book store today. I was supposed to go Wednesday, and I never made it to the comic book store.
Is this your last rites?
What?
You're like, well, I didn't die, so I'm going to buy some comics.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But
comics tend to have the opposite effect on me.
The latest Infernal Hulk, so issue 6. So I now have how many issues did I give you so far? 1 and 2, right? I think I gave you the first 2 issues when you visited.
Yeah, I think I have 1 and 2.
So I have 3, 4, 5, and 6 for you now.
Awesome,
so,
thank you, sir.
Yeah. And then, of course, Absolute Wonder Woman, the best series out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
I picked that up for little old me. But yeah, that was my comic picks up for today. But yeah, I had an adventure, and I'm still paying for it right now.
You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm
Well,
better.
What's
But,
well, explain what happened and then why you're paying for it.
Okay. All right. Well, hold on a second. I'm going to quickly text myself a picture so I can share it with you guys. Are you familiar with what happens when a airbag goes off in a car?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean,
Any of you?
I mean,
It's like being hit by a very large man.
Yes, but it also rips apart the interior of your car.
right.
Yes.
And what's so funny is after everything stopped, there was smoke in my face. And my first thought was it the engine? And it wasn't. It was literally the airbags.
So, would you like to explain what happened?
Yeah, I will. I'm getting there.
You're just doing the setup, okay?
I'm just setting everything up. Yeah,
Got it. I
I'm,
understand.
so everybody knows I'm perfectly fine. Everybody's good. We haven't heard back about the car, but I'm going to tell you all the story of what happened in just a second. I'm trying to get. There's a picture I'm trying to share, and that way I can actually share it on the screen. But I don't know if I told you guys or not, but I sent the picture to you guys, and I sent it to Roger and Glenn, my scam baiting friends, and Glenn responded, "Looks expensive. Is the pole okay?"
Mhm.
But okay, so here's the setup. Here's the story. Wednesday, around 3:45 or so, I'm heading to the store. I've got some comics. I had 5 or 6 boxes of comics in my car, and we're going to go drop them off. It's my mother-in-law's car, by the way, not my car. My daughter has my car. And I'm driving down St. John's Bluff, which both Avery and Todd are familiar with that area. They've lived in Jacksonville long enough to know exactly where I'm talking about. And I'm heading to one of the major intersections, Beach Boulevard, which is St. John's Bluff goes from 2 lanes to 5 lanes at the intersection. It's a very busy intersection. 2 lanes go left, 2 lanes go straight, and 1 lane turns right. And of course, I'm getting in the right-hand lane. Now, this lane is a very long lane. So you get back about half a mile to a mile back, the lane starts. So I'm driving down and I'm just cruising along doing my thing. And I did have to mention to my wife, I was not on the phone with a scammer at the time of this happens, because I have a tendency to answer the phone, talk to people. And for the past 2 days, I have not answered the phone in the car, just because I had a dawning realization: don't answer the fucking phone, while you're driving. And
really,
yeah, I know. I've been ignoring all the calls, so I missed a whole bunch today. But needless to say, as soon as the right lane started, I moved into the right lane, and I'm driving along like normal, and there's nobody else around me, and all of a sudden, a car came out of nowhere and hit the front of my car, spun me around 180 degrees, and I can remember looking out the back window and seeing a lamppost and heading straight for it and thinking to myself, oh crap, I hope I don't hit the post. And I did. I smashed into the post with my the back tire. The whole back tire section is hit. I'm going to share the picture with you guys, but the whatchamacallit, the airbag, the side airbag exploded in my face, and I hit it. And it was very much, somebody described it, somebody in my text said, looks like you played bumper cars. That's exactly what it felt like, was bumper cars.
To be fair, you're used to things exploding in your face, so it's not.
In case you were wondering, Andrew, he means cocks.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. I kind of knew it. Both Todd and I have experience with that. So, needless to say,
What?
so this is what my car looks like. I had 2 things about this whole situation that was pretty funny. So there's a little car. Now it doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all. But where it hit the tire is bent out of alignment.
Yeah.
And the entire electrical system completely shut off.
Well, it's like it is like bent. It's not like a total wrap around a pole, but it's
Yeah.
a good
Well, no,
bend.
it literally. I hit the pole and it stopped the car. The pole was perfectly fine. The pole is right there. I literally bounced off the pole.
It's amazing that the pole didn't fall.
Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah.
No, the pole looks great. The pole looks fine. But you'll notice that the grass, the angle of the grass, we're going to get into that in a minute. But so as soon as it stopped, I reached over and I grabbed my phone. So I have my phone in my hand. I unbuckled my seatbelt. I opened the door, and of course the airbag is here. And a lady, it was either a lady or a man. I don't remember which one helped me, but they came over and helped me get out of the car. I slid underneath it. I went down the ditch, went back up the other side of the ditch, and I sat down on the sidewalk. And I was literally in shock, and I didn't feel anything. I wasn't in any pain or anything, but I was like, oh crap. And there was a lady, a very nice black lady, who was standing next to me going, are you calling 911? I said, yeah, I'll call 911. And she goes, you're bleeding from your ear. And I go, and I touched my ear and I had blood on my hand. I go, okay, that's not good. So that's not good. So I called 911 and they sent out a cop and paramedics. And the cop arrived first, came over, talked to me, made sure I was okay. So the paramedics are on their way. And then she went to go talk to the other guy.
Okay. He says, unbuckle the belt, move the airbag, politely hang up with the scammer, talk to the folks, walk around.
I was not on the phone with the scammer. I absolutely was not. And so I looked over, and down the street, there's the entrance. We're right in front of the in-town suites, and I'm sitting on the sidewalk, and the guy, he had a little white car. He was parked in the entrance and he came out and he was standing by his car. He never once came over to check on me to see how I was doing. Nothing. Never even came anywhere close to me.
Now,
No.
I have something for you on this.
Okay.
Because I talked to Melissa. I told Melissa this at dinner, and she wanted me to tell you that she was in a wreck when she was a teenager or something.
Yeah.
And she never went to check on the other people that were in the wreck because she was in shock. Like, she was like completely in shock, and so she was just there, and she didn't go check on the other people. So she said it might not be that they're assholes. It might just be that they were in shock as well.
No, they're assholes. They're 100% assholes. Okay. I'll get to that part too. Okay.
All right.
So EMS comes, they check me out, take my blood pressure. They asked me if I wanted to go, and I said, I think I'm okay. I'm fine. But I'm still sitting on the sidewalk at this point. And then I call my daughter. She doesn't answer. I call my son. He doesn't answer. And then I think, who's that? Who am I going to call next? And so I call my sister. She answered. And she said, oh, I just got home. I'm turning around. I'm on my way. I said, okay, cool. So I waited there. And at one point, I got on the phone with the insurance company because I knew the car was probably going to need to be towed because it wouldn't start. Nothing was working. So I'm on the phone with the insurance company, and I got her on speakerphone. She's listening to everything that happens. She listened to the conversation with my sister. She listened to the conversation with the police officer, everything, right? So the insurance company is aware of everything that's going on. And eventually Ayla called. Tracy talked to her. She and Raphael showed up. So I got people there with me. And I stood up. And I was like, oh, crap, now I'm feeling it in my side. And my sister goes, you're going to the emergency room. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to complain. And after the cop came back over, so I explained to the cop that I never saw the guy. He just came out of nowhere and clipped me in the front, right? And she went and talked to him. And she came back and said what he had done, or what he told them he had done, is I was going south and got into the turn lane of 5 lanes. I'm in the right-hand lane of 5 lanes. He was coming north, got to a break and did a U-turn, U-turned, and then went right into me. So he went really, really wide in his U-turn. And the cop either said, and I don't remember exactly what she said, she either said he didn't see me, or he did see me, he just thought he could get ahead of me. Either way, it was bad. Either way, it wasn't like we were traveling together and he moved over in front of me. No, he came at an angle and went right in front of me and hit me. And he was cited for improper U-turn. And Florida is a no-fault state, which means the cop doesn't assign blame for the. But the good news is, the insurance company has already, they said they already, I'm not at fault. They accepted responsibility. Everything's good. Everything's moving forward. So there's going to be no, you did, there's none of that. They accepted liability for it, for the accident.
Cool.
So-
Now sue the shit out of them.
So I'm sitting there, or I'm standing there, I'm talking to my sister, and and the cop comes over and gives me the information. And then I go get some stuff out of the car. My sister's helping me. She took all the boxes of comics that I had out, put them in her truck, everything. And the cop came back over and told me they were being cited. And I said, were there other people in their car? She said, yes, there were 2 other people in the car with the guy. I said, is everybody okay? And she said, yes, everybody in their car was perfectly fine. Everybody's okay. I said, all right, good. They're just assholes. So when
MK says, my neck, my back, I'll settle for a 40 and some food stamps.
So when EMS left, the cops left, and my sister and I were waiting there because we're still talking to the insurance company and trying to set up a tow truck. And they for some reason they couldn't do the tow truck because it was my mother's policy, my mother-in-law's policy. So I'm like, fine, I'll just call AAA. It's why we have AAA. So we called AAA. We got all that started. They backed out and left, and they drove right past us. And Tracy was like, and I had my glasses off at the time because I was looking at my phone talking to the insurance lady. And Tracy was like, oh, damn, look at their bumper. Half the bumper was ripped off. There was no damage to the front of my car. So he just hit me, ripped off his own bumper, and sent me spinning. There was nothing that I could see wrong with the front of my car. So I was telling people, had I not hit the pole, I would have been all right. I would have been fine. So my sister takes me to the emergency room. They get me in there. They get everything started. It was really, really quick. Turns out there was an emergency room literally 2 miles away. I mean, that's how close there was one. And we went there. My sister was familiar with it. So she knew, I didn't even know it was there. And we went. I got the nurse, dude. Oh, she was hot. Love it. Gotta love hot nurses. So that was also an extra. Oh, here's the funny part. Okay.
Was she playing? Did she offer to take you to a female volleyball match?
So I told my sister to come back with me. So my sister's sitting there with me, and we're knocking back and forth, just like brothers and sisters do, right? At one point, they were looking at my ear, and they were like, "Oh, it's swelling," and it's what is it? What do they call it when you get hit and there's blood build up, and they were afraid that was happening. Turns out it wasn't.
Cauliflower ear?
Yes, they thought it was something like that, right? Well, the nurse is in there, and my sister's cracking on me about his ear, and I said, "Hey, as long as it's not messing with the moneymaker." And she starts laughing. And at one point, my sister goes, "Oh, by the way, I'm the sister. I'm not the wife." And they were like, "Oh, that makes so much more sense," because we're ripping into each other left and right like we normally do. And they were looking at us really strange, like, this is not a conversation for, loved ones. Oh, brother, sister. Okay, that makes more sense. So it was funny that way. But okay, so I get into the intake room where I'm telling the nurse what happened, right? And I said to her, if I hadn't hit the pole, the car probably would have been okay. And then I remembered when I got out of the car, the ditch that I had to walk across and go back up. If that pole wasn't there, I would have slid directly into the ditch, and who knows what would have happened. Mm-hmm. The car would have easily flipped over. There could have been more damage done to the car and to me if it had flipped over. The pole and the airbags saved my life. I swear that is the truth, but yeah, wow. Just thank God the pole was there. That's my favorite pole, by the way. I'm going to name it Andrew. It's Andrew.
That's the motto of single mothers everywhere. Thank God the pole was there. It got him through college.
That's not what we were meant to. I was gonna. You took the joke. I was gonna say something about pole dancing, but
Yeah.
MK says yes, Avery. So
does it bring you back fond memories of prom?
It does.
So as soon as we were done at the hospital, the emergency room, we started to head back. And we literally saw the tow truck taking the car away as we went back. And Ayla and Raphael went and took care of those arrangements, got that all done. And then we all met back at the house. They unloaded the car, and the car would not start. The tire was messed up. And So the next day, the insurance company sent a tow truck to take the car. It's being evaluated right now, but we're almost 100% certain they're going to total it. Due to the age, it's a 2018, so it's a 8-year-old car. It's got about 130 miles on it. And if the frame is bent at all, it's gone. It's toast, which sucks because we were talking about, my mother-in-law was talking about getting a new vehicle. Now we have to. So, but Mike went with us today. It took me and the mother-in-law to go pick up the rental car. And we got a little itty bitty little rental car, and that'll take care of us for a few days while we do some car shopping. So we'll see what happens next.
Nice.
Yeah, MK says the minute the bags went off, it's totaled. Yeah. Oh, the damage that those airbags cause in the interior is intense. It's not just they pop out or something opens up. It literally rips out of the, like the one that came out at the side, literally rips out of the
Where
side
does it
of the
come
seat.
out of the side? I'm looking at your car door and I don't see anything out of the side.
Oh, well, hold on. Well, that's because you can't see it from there. I actually have pictures of the interior. I'll share with you. Hold on.
Because it got me thinking. I don't think I have one on the side of my car. I mean,
Oh, you
maybe
probably do. Oh, you probably do. You probably do.
Is it in the armrest thing on the side?
I'll show
Like, what
you.
would it be?
All right, hold on.
And also, so you and that because I've seen airbags deploy online and stuff, but like when it actually happens, I mean, it must be done in a way so that the plastic doesn't pop you in the face.
Oh no, it hit you in the face.
The plastic?
Well, the top part that came down rips out of the ceiling, and it completely discombobulates the whole top portion. It rips through it. And here, let me show you. Let me go to my email where I sent everything. And yeah, it's pretty intense what happens. But it's not an easy fix. You know, they would probably have to replace the whole ceiling. They'd have to replace the chair. They'd have to replace everything on the inside in order to fix it. And if stuff is all right, show you these two pictures. This picture is probably the best one to explain what it does on the inside. Share. That is the seat, and it literally rips the seat open in order for it to come out.
It comes out of the seat.
Yes, it comes out of
Oh, that's the one that's the side.
Yes.
Oh, it comes out of the seat.
Yeah, and then this is the back, where you see where it's the hard plastic shell of the seat.
Yeah.
That's ripped through as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then so I mean, you don't realize how there's safety stuff in there, but the safety stuff will punch you in the, like, I got very lucky. I was in an accident one time where a car hit me from behind, and because I saw him coming, I kind of jerked the wheel slightly. So he pushed me into the car in front of me, and my passenger side hit the car in front of me, and the passenger airbag exploded. So my airbag on my side did not explode, but had it would have hit me right in the face. And those things, they a wallop. They
Don't break your nose.
Yeah, they'll break your face. And if you're wearing glasses, they could do even more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll save your life, but they'll hurt the hell out of you. So, yeah, it's crazy. So I never made it to my store. I never made it to the comic book store. So I had to wait till today to do that. It's very sad not going to my store.
I'm sorry. Wait, the most important question.
Yes.
Are the comic books okay?
The comic books were all okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. We got to check. We got to make sure.
Yeah. When that one accident that I described where the guy hit me from behind and then I hit the car in front of me, My glasses went flying. Everything went flying everywhere. With this accident, my glasses were still on my face. My cell phone, I reached for it. I could grab it. It didn't even go get out of the cubby that it was in. So it wasn't as jolting, as jarring, but just imagine it going down that ditch and I would have flipped. Oh, it would have been, I don't want to think about it. It would have been horrible.
You think it would have been worse?
Oh, yes. Yes. Had I not hit that pole, it would have been a lot worse. So, hey guys, guess what? I'm here. I'm alive. I'm kicking.
Well, and now you're just in time for the peep show, everybody.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, we're very happy you're not dead.
I'm not dead. Yes, I'm here. And I went by the pharmacy, picked up my medication. They called me in a muscle relaxer, which I haven't even taken yet, but I'm probably going to need it to get a good night's sleep. I mean, I slept okay last night, but I only slept about 4 hours last night. So
honestly, man, like what happened with my folks, they got rear-ended by a telecommunications truck.
Oh, geez.
It was like years and years ago, but like they were fine for like a week or two, and then their neck and their back locked up, and it was years of therapy.
Yeah. No, I'm hoping it doesn't. That's not going to be my case. I got pains in my side where I hit the door, and my ear still hurts if I touch it in the wrong way. But my sister took pictures of it and made fun of me because my ear was like swollen. So, but the blood must not have been that bad because they just cleaned it out. The hot nurse cleaned it out with a syringe full of liquid. In my mind, she stripped down to her underwear to do it, so not to get wet. But
come on.
She did not. She did not.
Oh God.
In my mind's eye. Oh well.
Well, yeah, we're glad you're okay, man.
So how you guys doing? Anybody have anything exciting like that happen to them?
Hold on. Hold on. MK says, totally thought Todd was going to say they were okay for a bit. Then they found out the guy owned a chain out Outback steakhouses and suddenly needed medical.
No.
Yeah. No, I'm glad.
But yeah, my biggest concern was that they were going to claim, it wasn't their fault. It was my fault. I'm the one that got in front of whatever, and that's not the case. There's pretty much no getting around who was responsible for the accident.
You think, I mean, I guess if they've admitted to the wreck, then you're going to get the new car.
Oh yeah. Well, my mother-in-law's insurance is really, really good. So yeah, that's not going to be an issue, but I have not been reached out to by their insurance company yet. So that's usually when they reach out and say, hey, tell us what happened.
Yeah. By the way, we're not paying you anything.
Well, I made the mistake, that one accident that I described to you where I got sandwiched. When they called me, the lady said to me, we can set up a settlement. And I didn't know what she was talking about. And my response was, I don't think I need something like that. Not realizing that, pain and suffering, that's a settlement. They offer you a settlement. Right. Yes. And I just said, I don't think I need that because I didn't know what it was. Yeah. I didn't know what she was offering me. So I never got anything after that accident. Except no, I'll be honest with you. The insurance company paid us for the van, and then we used that money and bought a used van that was a much better quality. It had automated doors because we bought it used from somebody we knew. Yeah. So we ended up getting a better van out of the deal. And that, in my mind, that was okay. But yeah, I probably could have gotten some money for pain and suffering and all that. But I told them, I don't need that. I don't think I need that. Not knowing what it was. So, in other words, don't decline anything when the insurance company calls you.
Hey, you want to see a 30,000-foot view of the app I've been working on?
Sure. Oh, that was great. All right, let's move on. You blink, you missed it. That's
I'm
what I was.
trying.
That's what I was trying to get
I'm-
at. You
I'm
blink, you missed it.
trying. I'm trying to get this too. Hold
Yeah, Todd's currently in development of an app that will replace him on our team.
on.
So once he gets this going, we're not going to need him anymore. So
Yeah, so
it's
I'll
funny.
give you a 30,000 foot view. I'm gonna go to the top here. So one thing about everyone should know about development is like the way this stuff works is that like I'm a UX UI guy. Like I love beautiful design, but I've also done enough software to like not worry about design until it's done. So UI UX stuff is going to be, or the UX I'm doing now, but the UI user interface design it comes later. So so what I'm really excited about this app is that I'm taking the 30 years of actual production and putting it into an automated system. It's really fucking cool. Excuse my French. But basically, it's so if you think about intellectual property and you think about how a show is made, there's hierarchies, right? So you've got your universe at the top level, and then inside of the universe you have various series, right? Series A, Series B, Series C, whatever. And then you have episodes inside of that, or an episode is nowadays a generic term. Episode could mean an actual YouTube show, right? Or it could mean a film, or it could mean it could mean clips, like shorts, whatever. So without going too deep, basically I've got a series here. So I've got the what files here, and I'm going to click into it, and then these are just dummy episodes. You can see I've got it like all these episode tests. And if I go into actually, you know what? Instead of going into the episode, I'm going to go back, and what you'll notice, what's really cool about this is why I get excited, because at the series level, so this is a series, and inside the series I have the episodes. So this is the what files series. Well, if you notice at the top, I've got a couple things. I've got production defaults, which this looks scary, but it's actually all automated. I can set up the actual settings for the entire series, so that when I'm prompting or when I'm generating videos, it's already done. I don't have to sit there and prompt over and over and over and over. And then if I want to go in and actually do advanced stuff, I can do that. I've got genres, I've got internal genre, I've got visual style. I've got these things called power combos, which basically take like all of the top types of styles from across time. So like for me, for adult fantasy, I feel like that cinema quality is like the 1980s Hollywood. It's the Panaflex Panavision Gold camera, that's Indiana Jones, that's RoboCop, that's Blade Runner, that's all the good 80s movies. It was all the Panaflex. So it's all set up. And what it does is what this is doing. Here's what blows my mind, why I'm so excited about this. What I'm doing when you do this, when you just kind of basically select these things, and this is all automated, like what it's doing is every single step pulls from the step before. So by the time I get to the script, and by the time I get to creating storyboards and characters, which I'll show you, it's actually pulling all of this stuff and like creating the prompt. So it already knows that if I want to generate an image of Stanwell Perpetual, the script says it takes place in the 80s, and it's going to be shot on Panaflex. So it's got to make the shot look XYZ. It's pretty cool. Hey, Rich, what's up? Everything's well. Andrew just told a story
Richard.
about how he nearly died. It's totally fine. It's really not important.
Yeah.
The important thing is that we're talking about me now. So no, Andrew did have a struggling week, but he's doing good.
A brush with death.
A brush with death. It's fine. So anyway, you've got these production defaults, and then if you click on Series Bible, this is actually like the entire this is everything that we're using for the series Bible. And again, the point is not to have like a repo of random crap. It's that this is all set up in a way for an LLM, for an AI to read it and use it when creating the scripts, when creating all the stuff. It is taking so much work for like just the architecture of information. That's really what 90% of this has been, is just like, okay, how can I organize the information so that when I get to a script, it's going to write a script that sounds like the what files in the voice of the characters. Like, that's been the challenge. So here's like 2 characters. I've got Dr. Zeitgeist, and I'll show you more about this a little later, but this is all his model area. And then I've got documents. This is all the documentation. So this is the production Bible for What Files, the adult fantasy concept Bible, the character Bible, and all of these are markdown files, again, designed for the LLM to read. And then I have these mood boards, and these are just some Midjourney images that I've had for a while that I really like, just in terms of the vibe. They're not supposed to be shots from the movie or anything. So what I do is, so I have, for instance, this one is called Panavision, creature reveal. And I love the shot. I think the creature is awesome, and I think the girl is awesome. But what I like about it is this really captures that Big Trouble in Little China kind of film vibe. And so what I do is I have the visual style pulled out of it. And it already knows what I'm kind of hinting at because I said that in my settings. So it's pulling out the classic Panavision. It's pulling out all of the film grain and likely Kodak Vision 500T with controlled contrast curve, all the crap that I don't want to know about. And I've set that to a global style. So this prompt then gets applied to like the entire episode, really the entire series. And I can override it, of course, but basically it's like, okay, you don't have to do that again. We've got the look. So every shot's going to be inside of that. So I'm going to go into this episode, and this is the writer's room. This is all controlled. I've got a director chat on the right side, and I've got agents. So I've got a director, a designer, a storyboard artist, a screenwriter for this one, especially screenwriter. And there's like a dialogue person or dialogue agent, continuity, story analyst. And again, this looks really scary, and it looks like a ton of stuff. I didn't do any of this. Right. So I have a research agent go in here, and the research agent goes to YouTube and finds with certain based on certain interests, like, okay, these are some video topics that might work for What Files. And then it comes up with all of these ideas, sort of these beats, just like rough beats. Uncanny Valley for buildings, a prediction error system, evolutionary threat layer. It came up with the idea for the backrooms. And so this is the research, the actual science, because the What Files specifically it has like an actual reality to it before we go into the crazy stuff. And then it connected everything. Like it brought in my characters from the series Bible. It knows the location. We talked about a little bit about location. And then what's also really cool is it creates, if I can scroll down to it, a little bit of a thesis, like a little short outline of the episode. Okay, so it's just basically an idea board. This is the writer's room. So I can come in here and I can say, well, what about this? Or what about that? And but I'm not typing out all of this stuff. I'm actually having a conversation, and I'm letting the AI do all that work. So after that's done, does this make sense? Like, to me, it blows my mind. I'm like, this is so many fucking cool. How many layers of each episode, Todd, if that's a thing? MK says, let's say, so I'm sorry, I'm missing some chat. So it says, MK says, so full markdown. Yeah. So basically I took, for the documentation, I took the entire adult fantasy Bible. I took all the characters, all the character cards. I converted all of that to markdown because it can't read images. I basically took all of the scripts from the past What Files episodes, and based on that created a guide of like, okay, this is sort of the beat. And then I even had a document of some of the problems that I had with it. Like, my big fear is I don't want it to be so repetitive. Like, format repetition is fine, but I didn't want it to be strict. I wanted to have a little fun with it. So kind of worked on that new guide. And because I did all that work, it can then port that into the script. And you'll see when in the script phase, like, it basically, I mean, again, I've been working on this for months. So I saying that I just push button and it did its thing is bullshit. Like, I actually worked my ass off on it. But basically, and then Rich said, how many layers of each episode? So basically, the way an episode works is it's not necessarily layers as it is like production stages. So you've got all the pre-production stuff, all the development stuff, which is like the series Bible and the concept and the plot and like who are the main characters and all that kind of stuff. And once you kind of have that as your guiding light, then you can go in and you can start doing an episode. So for this, I've kind of compressed it. So you have a writer's room, which is this phase where it's like a pin board where you're like literally putting note cards on a board and moving things around for like your first act, your second act, your third act. You can do that for the series or you can do that for an episode. And then you move into the scripting phase and then creating all of the assets that you're going to need for that episode, like the location, the props, any characters that appear in that episode. Then you go into storyboards, and then you go into the videos. And then after that, you go into editing and music and things like that. For editing, that's just going to be DaVinci. I'm not touching that with this app because I'm not going to be DaVinci and I don't really need to. But there's so much to do before it gets to editing. Like, I'm not going to mess with that. This is not trying to be like an all-in-one thing. This is trying to knock out like the 90% of the problem thing. So this phase, writer's room, gets done, and then we pop over to script. And what's cool about script is inside of the chat over here, while I'm talking to the agents, I basically approve this. And when I approve it, what it does is it locks in this brief at the top, right? And then I can talk about it. Like these new agents pop in that are the writing team, and they're like, "Hi, we're the writing team," and have just a little bit of a dialogue to say, "Okay, well, is there anything I want to change?" And then they write a draft. And so this is the draft. Now, again, just to show you how much work I put into this, I go into my versions tab. I have 48 versions, just because this is the first time I remember doing it, because I'm actually building the app while I build the episode. So it's taken 48 script versions for me to finally feel like, okay, this system kind of knows how to put all this together. But this is the actual episode, and it's really good. Like, I'm really happy with the script. And what's really cool about it is that it's actually, so one of the challenges that I've had with What Files, not a bad thing because I actually really like doing it, but one of the things that I was really afraid of is like, we focus so much time on the science of things, and then it started to feel, even with the last episode, to me personally, like the Ozempic episode, it felt like by the way, the adult fantasy thing was bolted on, right? And I don't think it feels like it's bolted on, but I could sense that if I did another 10 like that, right, that it just would feel like, oh, by the way, adult fantasy. And that's not the point. The point is that it's an adult fantasy story that should tie to something that's actually happening. So I wanted to kind of reverse it a little bit. This is supposed to be more like Amazing Stories or Twilight Zone or like that, like Black Mirror. Like it's supposed to be pretty weird, just tied to things that people are searching for. So that took a while. We got it hooked up. I will. If anyone wants to read the script, I'll totally push it into Discord. But it's really good, man. Like, maybe I'll push this after the episode because I don't want to spoil. But I'm very proud of it. I was like, yeah, okay, this is actually pretty cool. So after the script is done, again, this is what's so cool is I didn't write any of this. I just edited and kind of like said, no, that sucks. What about this? And changed a couple lines, like I basically acted as the director. When I lock the script and I say, cool, this is the script, this is what we're going for, this whole thing locks down, so I can't edit it anymore. And the reason that's important is because what it does next is it takes all of the scenes and all of the shots and the dialogue, and it pushes all of that to the storyboard tab, which I haven't totally finished yet. And at the same time, it finds the characters in the script, and it automatically creates an assets tab and creates all of the characters in the assets tab. So I didn't do any of this. Well, I have started to do things in here, but what it does is it reads the script and it said, okay, Dr. Zeitgeist is in there. Let me check the series Bible first. Yep, there's a Dr. Zeitgeist. I'm going to pop him here. It pushed Screecher down here. So Screecher's in there. You can see it says series Bible, so you know where it comes from. And then it just randomly generates all of the other things that I need in the episode, which is great. Like for me, I almost never use the first thing that's generated ever for anything, ever. And I don't think any smart person does. You always at least have two versions, especially with AI. So it just gave me a place to start without having to start from zero, right? Because if this was all blank, it's like, okay, I got to create a thing and I got to render a thing and test a thing. No, here's all the stuff. I'm like, this sucks. Like this is supposed to be the raise. But of course, the raise is not in my series Bible yet. I haven't ported those images in, so it doesn't know what the raise is. So it just made up like some weird looking constable with a weird ID on his belt. So clearly I have to change that, but at least something is there, which is super helpful. Let's see. Richard says, I just had to deal with Elon's AI Grok and it was the best. I'm impressed. Oh, it's awesome, man. It's a lot of fun. Richard says, Todd, you should research those grocery rags that have all those. I got raped by an alien and I love him. Yeah, I actually should. That's actually not a bad idea. So I'm almost done, I promise. I'm just rambling, I know, but I love this.
Actually, you should read some of those books that Richard gave you.
I am. That's the other thing. I have them all
because I think
organized.
those will be fantastic inspiration. So okay,
that is the plan. I have them all right over here. Richard, they're organized. They're bagged. They're beautiful. Thank you so much. I love them. I absolutely love them.
I honestly thought they were all pretty covers. I would reading a book. Oh my God, you can't imagine what kind of torture.
No,
that is.
We'll just scan it into the LLM. It'll be.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. So just to show you really quick what this is. So I'm going to open up this asset, Standwell Perpetual 1987. And so this story takes place before Standwell Perpetual has his metal body, right? And so this section, the asset section, is essentially how I create all of the model sheets. And so you can see this one, like, it's just like I can click into it and I can see it kind of like more full screen. So you've got smiling and confident, angry and surprised. And so what I've been doing today and the last couple of days is really trying to get the model sheet area clean so that it actually generates different images and doesn't double up as often, things like that. So it's coming out pretty good. In fact, just before this call, I finally got to a place where I was like, okay, this is actually working really well now. So you can see I've got like all these different generations. Like once I found the character, I was pretty much ready to go. And he's supposed to be, I don't know, like I wanted Standwell Perpetual is kind of our universe's Reed Richards would be a good comparison. But he's a prick, or at least I don't know if he's a prick yet, but I didn't want him to be just like this templated super good guy. You know what I mean? This is like some super genius, which means he's going to be a tech bro elitist. You know what I mean? Like he's beyond you. And so, but now he's faced with his mortality, which is what this episode's about. So I wanted him to have that sort of pompousness, but also he's going to be like coughing up blood and all kinds of crazy shit. So let's see, I'll show you. So yeah, so this is some of the concepts. So I kind of render a bunch of concepts until I find the character. And then I can go over to the model sheet tab, and these are the models. So I start creating different angles, different, like, so this is a version of like the actual turns, right? And I have another tool that can chop it up. I have Gridzilla, which can chop these up. And so if I have like 3 images in one that I like and 2 images in another, I can chop it up and I'll be able to stitch it together. It's just going to be awesome. And Andrew, you might find this cool. This is a costume detail. So this is like a close-up of his costume.
Oh, okay. That is cool.
Right? So it's got a color palette, and then it's got his glasses and his garmentation, his garments and the details, so you can kind of see like it's a wool. And these are all things that I can just pump into the LLM when we're creating something. Right? So it's pretty cool, man. And it doesn't have to be perfect, which is great. It just has to be good enough to for the AI to kind of understand the 3-dimensionality of the character, which this totally does. And so next up, I have like, God, I have worked on this section so much because this is all automated. This is automated that I can make it while at the same time allowing full control. So if there's one guiding principle, for this whole thing, it's that, like, I'm someone who likes full control. I want Photoshop, I want After Effects, I want Premiere, right? However, I think I am fascinated, and one of the things that I really love is with AI is starting at the finish line first. Like, I want to push 3 buttons and have a whole thing basically set up and then go into it and tear it apart, right? It is so much easier to edit and change than sit with a blank canvas and say, okay, you got to come up with an episode this week. What are you going to do? Right? It's so much easier for me to say, okay, I don't know really what I'm doing, but I want it to be, this episode's got to be with the back rooms. And so I want some mystery. And I think I want Stanwell Perpetual. And, maybe he's human. And so there's got to be a story there, but I'm not really sure what it is. And then as the story, this shitty first draft gets generated, I'm like, well, this all sucks, but that is actually cool. What if he was dying, right? What if this was the point where he was trying to find the solution to his own immortality? And then I can tie that into like, well, how's that work with the backrooms? And so it kind of works. It really helps the brainstorming process. And like I said, like, it's taken me months to get to this part where I have a model sheet. But if you actually think about it in terms of steps, like if I was to start over again, it would take me 1 day, less than that, a few hours. Just I'm clicking like 3 or 4 buttons and I can get to here. And the rest of the hours is me editing and making sure it's quality, right? But I can click I click 1 button in the writer's room. I could click 1 button in the screenplay, the script area, and I could click 1 button if I really wanted to. I don't even have to click a button. By the time I get to the edits page or the assets page, it's all generated for me, right? Now, am I going to love those images? Fuck no. But that's where my vision, that's where the brain comes in. That's where the creativity comes in, right? But it's technically done, and I just edit until I hit that deadline, and I keep moving on to the next phase. Let's see.
All right. So speaking of deadlines,
I know I'm shutting up.
How much time is this going to save you in making a new What Files episode?
What's that?
How much time is this going to save you?
Yeah,
when you make a What Files episode.
Okay, so here's the deal. It's not 100% done yet. I have to finish the I've got to finish the storyboard. The storyboard tab is actually the last tab. It's this tab. There's nothing here. It's empty, and this is fully broken, so it's not really there. But this is like the main thing. This is going to take me probably another few weeks. Just this tab, but once it's done, I would say that it's going to save me. Like right now, each episode takes me about 120 hours to make, 100 to 120. This is going to make it so that I could probably, I'm still guessing because I don't 100% know because I haven't gotten to the point where I'm seeing the videos generate. But my estimate is that it's probably going to cut it down to at least 20 hours. So from 100 to 120 to 20.
You know what I think would be crazy is if you use this tool to make shorts.
Yes,
and you knocked out daily. You could end up knocking out daily shorts.
Well, what this is set up for is micro dramas.
Right.
So I can actually tell an adult fantasy story in short form. That won't be a what files. It'll be something else. But it can be like I can make like a 10-minute video and have it chop up into 1-minute things with a full arc each minute. And then have that put out. So to your point, Andrew, 100%. Yeah. Richard says Asperger's syndrome is a nuance for your guy. Yeah, it is. MK says, man, you did go into detail on this tool. Hope it helps more. Yeah, it will, man. Like I said, I think on a technical side, if I wanted to get this done as fast as possible, like to Andrew's point, like how long would it take? I could get an episode a day. But that wouldn't be quality to me, right?
Well, Richard says, I'm impressed, Todd. A lot of work.
Thank you.
Not really. His kids did the majority of it.
That's true, yeah.
MK says, daily shorts on a micro novel. Yes. And he says, Google keeps pushing those.
Okay.
He also says you'll get right in their sweet spot. Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna be. I'm serious, man. And it's so hard. It's so hard to do this because it feels like I'm only one guy. I mean, granted, Andrew and Avery and Dusty and Zach, like everyone's awesome. But like, at the end of the day, like at least on the marketing side, it's kind of my
yeah. All this kind of stuff is all on you, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing I can do to help you, no matter what,
Right. Like
I can help once you have this done. I could help make content with it.
Well, 100%.
But making this program and making this app, I can't do nothing. It's all you.
Right. And that's understandable and that's totally fair.
Yeah.
It's just like, but for me to do this kind of stuff, I have to kind of like put the blinders on and just like.
Yeah.
I feel terrible because I'm not posting on social. I'm not posting in the Discord as much.
You're doing great. You're building an incredible tool.
And we're gonna have a comics component to this too. But that'll come third quarter. I'm gonna get this done and I'm gonna push a shit ton of videos. But as soon as this is smoothed out, I'm doing one for comics. So I'm telling you, man, like by as soon as I can, man, this year, end of this year, by summer, we'll have videos rolling out in a more regular basis, both episodic, like episodes, long form and short form. By the end of the year, I want to do it sooner, but realistically, third, fourth quarter, we're going to have the same kind of tool with comics. That script writer that I spent a month building, like, can be set up to write really good comic scripts. And here's the thing. Here's the secret sauce. And this is why I get excited. Like, we're the only people that can do this. And here's what I mean by that. There's a million people that can code. There's a million people. There's like, I know another guy, I don't know him personally, but there's another guy in the space who's building like an AI filmmaking tool. But no one has the experiences that we have. I've got 30 plus years in animation. AI filmmaking is not AI filmmaking. AI filmmaking is animation. You have a first frame, you have a keyframe, you have a last frame. Those aren't actors, bro. They're photorealistic animations. It is an animation pipeline through and through. So I've got that down. Like, okay, that's why I was able to I'm even able to attempt this, because I'm like, yeah, we can do this. The comics, like, first we have amazing authors. We've got Zach, who's phenomenal. But on top of that, like, we can take, like, here's the thing. Here's a nerd den question. If you were gonna have a perfect, like, a really good author, a really good comic writer, and you could put comic writers in a pot and mix them up and have like an awesome writer, who would you put in that pot?
Miller, Prime Miller, Prime Chris Claremont.
I was gonna say Claremont.
Yeah.
Morrison, maybe Al.
Nocenti.
Maybe both the Morrisons.
Yeah, what was that, Drew?
And Nocenti.
And Nocenti, yep.
Yep.
Wheezy.
Exactly. And DeMatteis probably, and what's his name? The guy that did, I don't even know his name that well, but he was so good. DG Chichester, whose name is not super familiar, but he's the one that did all the classic Lee Weeks Daredevils. Like, you can take all of those scripts and you can push it into an LLM and come up with a style that's like that.
Richard says, Todd, I'll send a pic, Andrew, for a cameo on the send a pic, Andrew, for a cameo on What Files. I want to be immortalized.
Dude, let's do it. Send me that pic. Let's go.
I got a pic of him. You know, the one where he's flipping us off.
I'm just gonna tell you, Richard. You've got balls of steel, so I know I won't offend you, but I feel like I need to have a caveat anyway. You give me permission, you you might end up being a crackhead on the side of the roads.
Oh no!
You never know. Whatever the script calls for, bro. It could be good, it could be bad. I don't know.
I could see Todd making a scene in which a guy and a girl are kissing on the sidewalk, and the guy gets blown away by the speedster going by, and it's Richard. You know, just like The Boys or something like that.
Yeah. Steg says, I'm impressed. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's a lot of work, and like I said, I feel I'm working my tail off. And I also feel a lot of guilt because I'm not putting out as much stuff right now. And I feel obligated to, but I also know that this is the right thing to do for right now. It's gonna be so cool when it's done. You know, it's already saving me so much time and money, and like I said, it's once it's dialed in, we have a writing tool. We'll have an agentic team to produce content in a way that nobody else has, which I think is really interesting. Richard says, you got permission, Todd. I don't care. I know, man. Awesome. I knew you wouldn't. You never know when you're doing this stuff. It's like caricatures. You never know what is offensive to somebody, and you never know what's going to push their button. But I said, I know you got balls of steel.
You know what you could do? You could make Richard into a character like the guy from Invincible, the one where every time he dies, they just bring him back. So he's constantly getting killed and being brought back.
Yeah, totally.
Be a henchman like that. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I could definitely see Richard as that.
Stumpy, Avery. What about Stumpy?
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God. D-Void's sidekick from the original D-Void. Oh God. Oh, that would absolutely immortalize Richard in our universe because Stumpy can't die.
Yeah. Or
Stumpy was Deadpool before Deadpool.
Yeah. Finger Blaster's brother.
Oh God.
I'm telling you, there's a lot we could do here. Steg says, I could see you licensing that out to people. Yeah, I thought about that. Honestly, like I'm gonna finish it up and see how it works for us, and then if there's interest, absolutely. Like a tool is a tool. I think there's definitely a place for it, for sure. Just in the time savings. Like I said, and I gotta say, like it all comes from having done animation for 30 plus years, and then I'm just going to put it out there, not being a shithead when it comes to new technology like AI and saying like, oh, I don't want to do AI. AI is not real and blah, blah, blah.
Oh God, some of the people, there is a lot of AI slop out there, stuff that's crap.
Of course.
But there's so many people, their attitude is that it's all slop. And it's like, you don't realize as an independent creator, this could put you on the same level of quality of production as major motion pictures.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. It's like I wouldn't have been able to even think, even if I'm all into LLMs and AI and coding, I would not have even been able to come up with this concept to do this without doing the What Files and the adult fantasy tit show, like without actually sitting down and saying, I'm going to make a show in AI and use it and figure out exactly how that works. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It says precisely, Avery. Yeah, 100%. Like, you have to adapt, you know?
Just some of the people, it's like, okay, you're going to limit yourself. I'm not saying have AI draw for you.
Yeah.
But you use it in some capacity to speed up your workflow and improve the overall quality.
Why is it? This is my question. With every time there's a technology, whether it's Photoshop, 3D animation,
it happened to photography. They were like, "That's not art." When they first invented photography,
and
they were like, "That's not art."
Exactly. That's right. Photography was like, "Oh, that's not painting." So it's like, here's the thing: you don't have to like. The thing that bothers me so much about all this like anti-AI, AI. Yes, are there people who are going to push button make art? Of course, but like that stuff is not going to fly. Like, will there be some breakouts? Of course there will. But like, the people who are going to win are the people who play with it enough to say, "Oh, I really like this component of it, and I can bake that in to my system." Right? Like this is my this episode. It's my concept, my characters, my ideas. I don't need to write the fucking script. Like the script, I'm not writing a novel. Like, write the script for me, and then I'm going to go back through and say, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. That's called being a director. Like, directors have a team. Like, directors direct. They're not the cinematographer.
Yeah.
They're not the storyboard artist. They're not the actor. What they're doing, and I know it's hard for people to understand, is the director, like, yes, the director gets the most credit, and it's like the director's film, but the director's job is literally directing everybody else who actually does the stuff.
Yeah.
That's his job. Directors don't have to know how to use a camera. Like, yeah, you see them like looking through the camera and they're like looking at the shot. They understand composition. They understand film. They understand cameras. They do. They have a huge why. Like, the reason you become a director, you get to being a director after you've done a lot of jobs. They know what they're doing. And I'm not saying they don't, but I'm saying by the time you get to the director position is a management position. By the time you get to director, you have been promoted to management. Congratulations. You're not doing cinematography. You're not editing yourself. You're going to be in the editing bay, but you're not editing yourself. You're working with the editor on the cut. Like, guess what? Everybody's a director now. You're just going to be a shitty director because you've never done it before. And if you choose not to, if you choose not to go after this path, good luck. Will there be a niche that's like human-made work? Sure. I still keep waiting for someone to tell me where the dividing line is. Like,
people are even using AI to fake doing craft videos.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Like, look at my handmade craft.
I know. I saw that.
And it's like, that's AI.
Yeah.
That's not a person making that thing.
Yeah. Here's my question, Avery. Is like, at what point is it to computer versus human? Because the other thing that drives me mad is that all of these people complaining about AI, they all use Photoshop. They're all digital artists. They all have Command Z. They don't, like most of them. You know, there are certainly traditional artists and traditional
Sure.
painters. Even they,
I'm pro all of it. If you can make it work, use it all. And I think you're going to get your best stuff when you do combine it all.
here's the thing, like I can have a model come to my house and pose, and I can do a live study of the model and get all the poses for my book, for my panels, right? For whatever let's say I'm doing a comic. Or I can use a maquette, a mannequin, right? Those old school wooden mannequins. Yep. I can pose it and I can like sketch it out, or I can pose it and take photos of it and scan it into my computer and rotate it and maneuver it. Well, that's computer use. That's not freehand. That's not human made. You're using a computer, you dumbass. Or now there's computer models inside the computer of mannequins that I can totally turn in 3D and pose. At what point, like you're talking about human made, 100% human made, except you're using computer programs and algorithms to craft it. So it's not human unless you're sitting there and you're a traditional artist and you're painting on a canvas with paint or drawing on pencil and paper. Like you are not human made. Or you're like, I think we need a thermometer. 80% human made with only 20% digital components. You know, it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, there's so many artists now that work almost exclusively digitally, especially when they're doing stuff for publication.
Yeah,
it's exclusively digital.
Most of the comic artists they draw on ink digitally now.
Yeah.
Now I recognize that the computer is good enough to track your style so that the drawing still looks like your style, the inking still looks like your style. But it ain't you, bro.
To me, most of the digital inkers, their inking all looks the same.
That's right.
Because everybody's using the same brushes.
Right. Yeah. So at what point, is it you? Well, yeah, it's your. Here's the thing, you doing something like this to a program like this, where I'm guiding the system to generate an outcome, is not that different than guiding a Wacom tablet to an outcome as well.
I don't see a whole lot of difference.
You know, you're like, oh, well, I draw that. Okay, well, did you use photo reference for the backgrounds? Are you using maquettes? Okay, maybe you don't. Maybe you're sketching everything because you've got 30 years experience or drawing comics your whole life. Guess what? So do we. Fuck off.
What did Neil Adams say? If you're not improving in your drawing, you're not tracing enough.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
And by the way, what I also find fascinating, and this is a topic for a different conversation, but I also find it massively fascinating that the same people that complain about all this shit also love manga, which is the most systematized Hollywood studio version of publication you can get. They use 3D models for their backgrounds
like crazy.
They trace photographs. They will take a photograph and turn it black and white and just dim it, and that's the background. Like they don't
or turn it to a zip tone pattern.
Right. It's about the story, not the art is secondary. It's the story.
Somewhere I have a pack, and you have to scan the sheets, and I may have lost it these days, but it was a pack of pre-drawn line-out backgrounds for manga and anime, and it was like when you bought it, it was for commercial use.
Yep. And
lots of comic manga artists used it. It's just perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
To just scan those line drawings in and shade them how you want with zip tone.
Mm-hmm.
Or just trace them. It's like that's what they did.
At the end of the day, you have a choice as a creator, at least in our visual space, right? You can either be a storyteller or you can be a visual artist. That's kind of it. Like, if you're manga is storytelling. Can the art look dope? Of course. But it's about the story. Right? So we can have a choice with building stuff like this and using software like this for our own purposes. We can produce hundreds of high quality original comics and films and all kinds of shit. And that's the point. Let everyone else. By the time we have 15 books out and 30 videos, somebody else will have like half a book out. They'll be still sketching their shit out. So.
Yeah, MK says precisely, Avery. And then Steg says, that's the argument I've made. It takes the power out of a few big studios' hands and opens up the ability for the smaller teams to produce content to rival the big studios and such.
Yeah, 100%.
And he says, as long as the average consumer isn't priced out of it. Well, that's true too.
Yeah.
And Richard says some of those Star Wars AI episodes are very well done.
Some of the Star Wars episodes are excellent, and
it's only going to get better.
Yeah, and to Steg's point, like what you're seeing, and you're already seeing this. Like, I'm not a big gamer, but I've been tracking this. You're actually already seeing this inside of gaming, where the big studios, Blizzard and all these other studios, are kind of sucking right now. Because for them to put a game out, it costs them like $500 million, right? Like they're spending they have to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to get these legacy games out. Meanwhile, the games that are popping
and they suck.
Meanwhile, the games that are popping off right now, a lot of them are the indie games, where all of a sudden these smaller studios are producing games that look fantastic. That 5 years ago only AAA studios could do, right? But the tools have gotten better. And so now all of these indie game developers are producing these really high quality games, and they're starting to sell millions of copies, right? So, it's a full democratization where people, if you have a good idea, you're going to be able to do it. And I think this is great. Like, it's no longer about making a cool image. Do you know what I mean? Like, hey, how fucking well, I don't understand. Like, everyone's complaining, and it's like, no, you don't understand. You have a tool now. You can make the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Do you understand? Like, they spent hundreds of billions of dollars to make the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You have the tools to make the same quality. The question, and the reason they get upset, is that they don't have the fucking skill. They don't have the mindset, and they don't have the ability. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is the golden opportunity. Like, there's going to be a whole pack right now. There's a generation of 20-year-olds who are all over, who are quiet, and they're all making their feature films. And I promise you, by the end of this year and from now on, you're going to be like, this 17-year-old made a blockbuster film and it looks fantastic, and it got to the independent movie theater and it made $5 million, $20 million. You're going to have a kid who makes a movie for like $3,000 and it's gonna do $100 million. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think eventually it will. Something like that will happen eventually.
100%. It'll probably be in the next 3 years.
Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. Steg says AAA game studios have become too big and bloated and bureaucratically overloaded and dysfunctional to survive at the current pace. Yeah. They have so many masters to serve. They can't just make a good game. They have to worry about politics and HR and their own employees and what their employees will and will not work on.
Their incorrect perceptions of what the audience actually is.
That's right. And so indie devs are gonna. This is why I love what we do, is because I think there's a huge demand for people who do not give a fuck anymore. Like
and I'm still gonna draw comics and put pen to paper.
Yeah. MK says this generation's Blair Witch. Exactly. 100%.
Yeah, but it's going to look like the Matrix.
Dude, the speaking of, because I'm in it, the Backrooms. The reason I'm doing it is there's a movie coming out from A24. It's a horror movie coming out.
Yeah. Because it's the Backrooms has been really big in the whole indie games. The Reddit type stories, creepypasta type stories.
Bro,
it's been huge.
The director of the Backrooms movie is the guy that created the Backrooms on Reddit.
Oh, damn, that's cool.
It's the same guy. Let me tell you, that is unfucking heard of. Like when I was pitching
Yeah.
all the cartoons, when I was doing Kung Fu Fighters and all the cartoon, like all of the animation stuff, it was known that like, if I was going to be one of the reasons here's the thing, truth. One of the reasons I never got a show is, I got to a point where at least at the time, it's different now because I have some friends who have gotten shows and they're directing it and they're creating it. And they're actually the showrunners of it. When I was coming up, there was no chance in hell that they were going to let you be the director. You might be the director in name only, or they were going to take a massive cut so that you're basically working for a paycheck. But very rarely would someone who didn't already have a name jump to being a director of an app. Like, it costs millions of dollars to do a show. Like, it's not cheap, right?
Yeah.
Now they've got the guy that did the Backrooms, because the Backrooms had so much traction. They're like, oh, it got 70 million views. Just let that guy direct the movie. And it's like, and it looks great. It's going to be so good. So I'm just like, it's a new world, man. Like as a kid, that's the kind of stuff we would dream of. And
whoever created Slender Man didn't get that treatment.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
MK says they did Exit 8 too. Oh, your daughter went to see it opening night tonight. I don't know what Exit 8 is. Exit 8 is the same dude that did Backrooms. Awesome.
I don't know.
I don't even
I'm
know what
actually
Backrooms is. So
Creepy liminal space horror.
yeah.
okay. So
It's-
not my thing, really.
No.
Same premise. Okay. Oh, it's a game out of Japan. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's really, I'll show you what the Backrooms is. So if I go into, are we still pumping? Yeah. So basically this is literally from the Backrooms. So this is like a model sheet that I made. That's just basically, it's like you stumble, and I don't know the lore, so I'm going to get a lot of this wrong, but the TLDR is that, you kind of stumble into this world where it's just like weird semi-corporate office, but it's never ending. And there's like, it's like a Minotaur maze. And there's like monsters in there basically.
Yeah, and it's so creepy because it's just this quiet, empty nothing.
Yeah. It's cool. It's very, to me, it was very art project, more than horror, but it took off on
It's meant to be unsettling
yeah.
and unnerving because it's just quiet and empty. Then all of a sudden,
I'll tell you, this is why being an adult is funny, because to me, this is like peaceful and I would love it. And, my kids wouldn't be around, so I would, it's not unnerving at all. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit, you mean I get a piece of my ass would be right on that fucking couch. As long as there was a part of the Backrooms that has like a fridge and a bathroom, I would be good.
Yeah, but the thing about the Backrooms is, could you find it again once you came across it once?
Well, my question is, because I don't know anything about the lore, is like, do you get lost and then you die, or like?
Yeah. You're like kind of stuck there.
Yeah. I don't know. I do want to see the movie. I didn't know it was out this weekend. I'm gonna have to see it. Andrew, how are you? We gotta turn the show back over to the boss man. Here, I'll stop sharing. There you go. Show us some comics, Betty, please.
We don't have time to do comics. I
You have
showed you the
5
only
minutes.
2 comics I got.
Well, show us something. He's sitting. There's a stack of comics right behind him, and he doesn't want to show us.
these comics right here, it's like a huge stack of free comic book day comics that I'm debating whether or not I'm going to give them away on a free comic book day, which is
Why
coming up
wouldn't
soon.
you?
Yeah, I know. I don't have anything up there. Do I have anything over here that you guys haven't seen? No, not really. No.
You've got 700 boxes of comics that you haven't gone through, Andrew.
Still got. Well, no, I went through 6 boxes this week, and I already took them to the store. And dropped them off. So
Anything for us?
no.
Anything we would like?
That in the Infernal Hulk #6 for you.
Okay.
Oh, and I didn't. And by the way, they didn't have the regular edition, so I had to get one of the variant editions that they had left. And you know how there's the Hulk Buster? Well,
Yeah.
this is like the Infernal Hulk Buster Iron Man armor.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's got wings and everything. Like, ooh.
Yeah. Wings.
So I haven't read the issue yet, so I don't know if it's any good or not. But
Is it drawn by Klein?
let me look and see.
He only draws like 3 issues a year. Well,
Let's
that's
see.
not true. He draws about 6.
Nope. This issue is Adam Gorham. So,
That's
yeah.
the one problem with Nick Klein is that he's so good and his pages are just paintings. He's like Alex Ross with he's Bernie Wrightson.
Yeah, I
but
think out of the
just takes
6
forever.
issues that have been out so far, he's done 3 of them, maybe.
That's about his pace.
Yeah.
I mean, which is still crazy. Like he's doing a book every other month with that crazy detail. Like he's got to be working his ass off.
So,
What's this? That's not bad.
no,
That's cool.
they at least get people to work on the book that are similar to him. So,
Yeah.
but it's not Nick Klein. So,
Yeah. All right. Right on.
if you're buying it for his art, you'll be disappointed.
Nah.
Which
I-
is the truth.
I will say I don't know about this book because I haven't read too because you have the issues. But the last Hulk that they were working on together was really good.
Oh, the Hulk. Yeah.
The Hulk.
Yeah, it was just called the Hulk.
Like the Hulk was good and Immortal Hulk was excellent. Like, I mean, really good. Like the
Yeah,
Joe
part
Bennett
of-
stuff that was excellent.
Part of the collection that I got, the 70 boxes, was a run of like 1 through 50 of the Immortal Hulk. And the first couple issues were all like 2nd, 3rd, 4th prints because the regular prints were worth a little bit more. But
Yeah.
but I put them in my inventory and put them all out, and somebody came up and went,
Damn it! Took all of them.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Damn it! See, I'm it's okay because I'm gonna get the collecteds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, guys, it is that time. I have work to do, so we have to wrap up. I gotta go make videos for my channel, the one that makes money. So there has to be videos on that channel. So what's so funny? Avery a while ago. Oh, hold on a second. I want to share something with you guys. I found. Did I tell you guys? I found the live stream in which I quoted the Screw and Share.
Mm-hmm.
Avery, it was March of 2023.
Okay.
That's how long ago it was.
All right.
And I want to share this. I want to share it with you guys.
Okay.
I shared it with everybody last week. But what's so funny is how I found it. Believe it or not, I clipped this and made it into a short. So when I've been moving my shorts over to my new short channel,
Mm-hmm.
I got to one that was this particular one, and I went, "Oh crap! Now I know exactly when it was." But this was the closing conversation on my live stream on my scam channel one night, and it was pretty funny. Okay, so here we go. Oh, and I forgot.
Oh.
If you get called, wait. Let me switch this over real quick.
We could hear it fine.
Yeah, well, I couldn't. I had it set for microphone. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh, and I forgot. If you get calls like the ones I get, remember, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do. Matter of fact, if you screw with them like I do, make it into videos and post it on YouTube because we would love to see it. So screw with them and share. Screw and share. That's our new motto. I should have ended it 2 minutes ago. I'm so sorry.
Oh
For anybody still out there, forgive me. I'm tired.
Excellent.
Do you remember that, Avery?
Vaguely.
It was funny. It was just really funny. But I didn't realize how long ago we had done it. That was March of 2023. It was over 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was just, it's on the Scam channel when it was just Avery and I. And Avery and I just sitting there shooting shit and having, I was having fun. I don't know about Avery. I think Avery was just, he was trying to support his friend. And I appreciated it. Absolutely.
That's the reason. But now you have other people who show up. So sometimes I don't have to show up.
That's right. That's right.
I can go, he's fine. He's a big boy now. The training wheels are off. I can just let him go.
Well, that's like tonight.
And then he hits a pole, Avery.
Yeah.
I know.
That's like tonight. I just kind of said, let's make it the Todd show. And I worked on other stuff while he was talking. So,
well, and I also figured, I figured honestly that, you put up a brave face, but you got hit by a motherfucking truck. So it's
MK says, Avery, the bra of podcasters.
Yeah.
Gets me the
supported.
Support. That's right. That's right. All right, guys. Wonderful wonderful weekend. If I get anything good, I'll let you guys know. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Remember the guy that I was telling you about that brought me the Batman 227, the Wolverine #1, the Amazing Spider-Man 252?
Yeah.
Well, last weekend, I brought in cash because I knew he was coming back. And he brought me 2 bags of comics. And when he put them in front of me, he says, "This is all crap." And I go, "Okay, let's take a look at it." There's a bunch of Valiant stuff, a bunch of Malibu stuff, and it was literally all crap. And he said, "Can I just get some credit for this stuff?" I said, "Absolutely," because he knew he wasn't going to get any money from me. But I think he might be tapped, but I don't know for sure. He said he did find some more comics, and he's probably going to bring some more in this weekend. And I'm cool with that. But I found some really good gems in there, and yeah. We'll see what happens. I'll let y'all know. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll catch y'all next time, and look forward to seeing the next episode of the What Files next week when it comes out.
A couple more weeks. I'm working my ass off.
You can quote Todd on it next week.